Hello, my name is Carl Robertson. I'm 63 years old. I'm married to the lovely Adele. I have 6 children, 5 boys and a girl. 2 of them are stepchildren, and 4 grandchildren, and I have a very good life. I'm presently a representative to the New Hampshire General Court, serving my 3rd term there. I'm on a committee called the ED&A Committee, or Executive Departments and Administration. Of the 20 standing committees, I was told that that was the one you could learn the most about state government, and I think the people who gave me the information were absolutely correct. I've had the opportunity to learn more and more about how government operates, and to, I think, affect some changes for the good. My committee is the place where I learned the process, and I think anyone who lives in New Hampshire and looks at the House of Representatives with its 400 members can appreciate a little bit more that there is less alienation from government because of the large number of people and the small population, slightly over 1 million people. I found as representative in the General Court that I've gotten to know a lot of my constituents face-to-face and first-name basis. And that's a nice thing to do, because when an issue comes up, they aren't afraid to talk to me. They'll come and talk to me and give me their opinions and tell me how they want me to vote. And that's very important, because as a person who's representing them, the only way I know what they want is when they tell me. I've learned to use email, which is not something that's easy for somebody of my generation. But I also like to talk on the phone with them personally with that. Prior to becoming a member of the General Court, I was a teacher for 37 years, the last 30 of them at Exeter High School. In the last 10 of those, I was a department head in the social studies department. I was also the football coach there, and I continue to do that on a volunteer basis, and I'll probably do that until I can't walk. It gives me my fix of being with children who are so fresh and energetic. It makes me feel a little bit more alive to deal with them, and I think that's why I do that. Getting back to the House of Representatives, I think, which is probably more what you'd be interested in. It is truly a people's house. The people that are up there are people like you and I. I think the one limitation is a working person has a hard time getting up there. But the people that are there, more older people, are from all walks of life. And they have all kinds of feelings about issues as they come through. And I think we may argue, and we may jump up and down with each other, and we may try to prove the other wrong. But in the end, I think the process and the American democracy wins, and that's what the whole thing's all about. My issues that I'm concerned with up there are 3 that I could share with you today. The first one is taxation. I believe that the property tax is an extremely bad tax. I think it's unfair and unfairly burdens people of middle and lower class. The property tax has to go. And unfortunately, there are people who have a lot of money who don't want it to go. They want this to continue because it puts the burden on people who, and not on themselves. The second issue is the water table and the water issues of New Hampshire. I think you're going to find in the future that those are things that are going to get worse and worse unless we do something about it. Last year we passed a bill banning MBTE, which is an additive to gasoline, which has been poisoning the waters all along the corridor of 93 and a little bit on 95. With the banning of this, my hope is that the damage that's been done will correct itself, and we'll stop that. Also, the idea that these big companies are coming in and draining off huge amounts of groundwater to sell. I mean, I don't begrudge people the right to earn money, but I think people need this water for survival, and I'm not so sure if that's something we want to continue doing and allowing. The third thing is I watch New Hampshire's population getting older. They're building more and more homes for elderly people, and that's nice, and that's a good thing to do. But the fact is, younger people are being forced out of here. And as time goes on, we're going to have a real problem taking care of these older people. and the younger people aren't going to be here to do stuff. Hospital facilities are going to have to get bigger and better. Care facilities are going to have to get bigger and better. And probably the most important thing, I think, is transportation. How do these people get around? I recently was involved with a bill in Concord to try to get the state to pay a little bit of money towards the Downeaster train. Now, the Downeaster is a start about public transportation. In my mind, I envision Downeasters going all over New Hampshire, much like they do in Europe. But it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money to do that. But my feeling is that that would certainly aid with the problems with gasoline and fuel, and it would be a situation where people could, if they wanted to go to Manchester from Exeter, they could get on a train and go. If they wanted to go to Portsmouth, they could get on a train and go. And the fuel consumption would be less, and a lot more people could travel that way, and it would make things a lot easier. Those issues are the ones that I would be mostly concerned with. Thank you.